So more and more in my coaching work, I realize that the core issue that I'm really getting into with my one-on-one clients is healing. We all need a little bit of help in the healing department, and I actually believe that so many of us don't even realize how much stuff is inside of us that we need to heal, and therefore don't also realize how much potential we have and how much happiness is waiting for us on the other side of the healing. So today I want to make a quick little video today about healing and about the 3 things that you need to heal in order to live your best life. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then be sure to keep watching. What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen. I am a certified life coach and spiritual business advisor, and this is my YouTube channel where I make 2 new videos for you every single week, all about the art of healing your inside relationship with yourself so that you can go out there and live your best life. And if that sounds like something that you need, then be sure to hit that subscribe button. So in my one-on-one work as a coach, a lot of the stuff that I address and that I bring up with my clients is stuff about subconscious programming. It's about limiting beliefs, and it really is about going into your past and finding the things that are causing us pain and causing us shame so that we can learn how to heal them and therefore move on. So when it comes to trauma, when it comes to pain from our past, so many of us have just been taught to ignore the problem. We are not really given the tools as children to learn how to deal with our emotions. And when something is really painful or really bothering us, very few of us have learned how to express that and heal that in the correct way, which means most of us are walking around with a lot of healing work that we really need to do. And of course, like, we can't go into our past and actually change what has happened. We can definitely do a lot of work to alleviate the pain and the shame that we feel today. And so what happens if we don't do that is basically like we are the emotionally walking wounded. So this might manifest in your current life as you repeating situations. It might manifest you as having incredible big emotional reactions over things that are not actually that big of a deal. And it can manifest just basically in you feeling disconnected from all of your emotions. So what is really happening here is that, like, you are trying to go through life. It's like as if you broke a leg and then didn't wait for the leg to heal, and now you're trying to walk around like everything is normal. Meanwhile, your leg is not healing correctly. It is probably getting worse. It's probably causing you a lot of problems, and it is going to continue to do that until you can heal it, right? So with our physical body, we would think that that would be crazy, that we would try to go through life without doing the healing work. But when it comes to our emotions, we're all doing this all the time, you guys. Most of us don't know how to heal. Most of us have no idea that there's anything wrong. We've been taught to ignore things. We've been taught to hide from things. We've been taught that our emotions are bigger than us and that they are scary. And these are all things that I want to teach you how to deal with so that you can be your most empowered, badass self. So in today's video, I wanted to give you a little mini healing lesson and talk about 3 things that you need to heal in order to live your best life. And the number 1 thing that you need to work on to heal yourself and to live your best life is to heal your relationship with yourself. So this is actually a huge topic, and I could probably do a lot of talking about this, maybe even an entire course about this. But for most of us, we have a terrible relationship with ourselves. So I want you to be honest and think about that. Think about what's happening inside your own mind. Most of us tell ourselves terrible things all day long. Most of us have this sort of perfectionist ideal of how we should be or how life should be. And then when we don't achieve that, we punish ourselves or we call ourselves names. And we tend to think that if we just try harder, if we do more next time, then we'll be better, then we'll achieve the perfection, and then we can love ourselves. And this just doesn't work, you guys. This is not how life works. It is not how humans work. And what's really happening is that we're basically having an emotionally abusive relationship with ourselves, right? So if you think about the kind of thoughts that you think about yourself and imagine that you were speaking them as words to somebody else, if those words would be emotionally abusive to another person, they are emotionally abusive to you, right? But none of us have been taught this. None of us have had anyone really tell us to critically look at our thoughts. Most of us just walk around thinking these terrible things about ourselves and calling ourselves names and being bullies to ourselves all the time. And we just think that that is normal. And we even think that if we stop doing that, that we're not going to do as well in life as we are now. So we're afraid to stop being abusive because we think that we'll get worse, which is so completely garbage thinking. It is incredible. So I'm not going to go into a whole video here about how you can start to shift your relationship with yourself, but I just want you to be aware that you have a relationship with yourself. And for most of us, our default relationship with ourselves is crap. It's really emotionally abusive. It is not doing us any favors. It is actually keeping us stuck without us realizing it. And again, like I said, most of us think that we have to be meaner to ourselves and more strict to ourselves and try harder in order to get what we want. And I'm just going to offer the idea to you that that isn't working. It hasn't worked already. It is making you more and more miserable, and maybe it is time to stop and actually change your default soundtrack to a soundtrack of love instead of hate. So that is the first thing you really need to look at if you want to live your best life. And of course, you need to be happy to live your best life. And it's really hard to be happy if you're telling yourself crap all day long, okay? So really understand that and really get honest with yourself about whether that is where you're coming from or not. Okay, the second thing that you need to heal in order to live your very best life is to heal from your past, okay? So all of these things I'm talking about, they kind of go hand in hand, but what I mean by healing your past is actually thinking about the times in your life where you had pain or tragedy or rejection or shame, and healing those experiences from where you are as an adult. So we are all grown humans now, and we cannot go back in and change our past. We cannot actually rewrite what has happened to us, but we can offer that person who we were. We can offer our inner child a whole lot of love and a whole lot of healing from where we are right now. So again, I'm not going to get into how exactly to do that in this video, but I want to offer you in this idea the knowledge that you can heal these things, that no matter what your trauma is, you can go in, offer yourself love, forgive yourself, and stop the sort of suffering and the burden that we all tend to carry about these things when we don't address them. So one of the biggest mistakes we all make is by thinking that we are limited in our future based on the events in our past. And then this is exactly why healing our past is so important. Most of us do not heal our past. Most of us still accidentally walk around with these deep inner wounds and don't even realize it. And again, when you are carrying around pain from your past, it tends to manifest as you repeating experiences, having a crazy emotional outbursts, like having, strained relationships with people. It can manifest in a whole matter of terrible ways. So I really want to just tell you guys about the importance of healing and forgiving yourself and forgiving whatever has happened to you in the past, because it is so important to do that work so that you are more of a blank slate moving forward, right? It is really hard, again, to walk forward and create this amazing future that you want for yourself when you're wearing this like cloak of darkness and heaviness and shame from your past. So you really need to think about your past and think about the things that you need to work on and the things that you need to heal. Of course, you can do healing work yourself, but I would really recommend, if you want to get serious about this, to hire a professional, hire a coach like me, hire a therapist, somebody that kind of does this work, and really be brave enough to take yourself on this journey. Okay, the third and final thing I wanted to talk about today in the 3 things you need to do in order to heal your past and move into your best future is to heal your relationship with possibility and with the future itself, right? So I kind of just touched on this already, but most of us are very limited in what we will allow ourselves to dream and in what we will allow ourselves to think about having in the future. We really think that we can only have things based on what our past is, which is a completely ridiculous way of looking at the world, right? So we as adults tend to do this. We're like, well, if I've never started a business, then I don't know if I can start a business. And we think that because we haven't done something, that means we can't do it. But I would just like to offer you the idea, the reminder, I should say, that there have been many things that you didn't know how to do at one point in time. At one point in time, you didn't know how to tie your shoes. At one point in time, you didn't know how to drive a car. At one point in time, like, you know, you didn't do if you're an accountant, you didn't know how to be an accountant. And these are all things that you have learned. And that means you still have potential to learn anything you want, right? You are a limitless person. And if you want to become a public speaker, if you want to become a great writer, if you want to become an amazing blogger or whatever it is, you have the potential to do that. But right now, most of us, like I said, are limiting our ideas about our future based on what we've already done. So tell me, can you live up to your true potential if you are limiting yourself to the experiences you've already had in life? And of course, the answer is no. Of course, we're going to need to learn things. We're going to need to challenge ourselves things. We're going to need to push ourselves. We're going to need to face our fears and do scary things in order to find this future. But when you don't believe in yourself and when you don't believe in your potential, that is a surefire way that you are never going to live your best life, because you are never going to change anything. And like I always say in these videos, when nothing changes, nothing changes. Like, you cannot create this amazing new life for yourself while doing the same things you've always done. So I want to offer to you in this tip just the idea that thinking expansively, dreaming big, allowing yourself to admit what you really want and what your soul really wants is a powerful thing. And so many of us are actually secretly punishing ourselves and not living up to who we are meant to be because we lack the bravery and the strength to do this. So you really need to work on healing your vision for yourself and your ideas about yourself and your ideas about your own potential. If you want to live an amazing life, you have to dream big. You have to let your soul shine. You have to be brave and put yourself out there in many ways that you've never done before. But like I said, just because you haven't done something before doesn't mean you can't do something. And we are all capable of so much in life, so much in life. So I really just think it's like really sad when people are, you know, too afraid to even dream. So I really challenge you guys today to let yourself dream, and whatever in your brain is telling you not to dream, whatever in your brain is telling you to be realistic, you have to understand that that is something you need to heal. That is a limiting belief, and you do not have to live that way any longer if you don't want to. So what did you guys think? I would love to know what you thought about this video today and which one of these 3 things you are going to work on healing in your life first. Healing work is not something anyone can do for you, and you really have the keys to do it all. There's you have the potential to heal every single one of these things I talked about today. And when you do, you will find your world literally expanding, because right now you're probably living in a place of fear, and I want to bring you to a place of abundance. So I really hope that you enjoyed these tips today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button. If you want to learn more, then come on over to my website. I have an amazing free class for you guys. If you sign up for updates, I will send you my How to Feel Better class, so come on over and sign up for that right away. If you want to watch more from me, hit the latest upload here, and if you want to subscribe, you can hit it right here. Other than that, I'll be back in the next one. So until then, I'm wishing you so much love and so much joy and so much healing. And as always, just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.